Yo, people, them Lenovo and Motorola invited me down to central London to check out some of their newest, hottest devices that are coming out real soon. Let's get into this and have a little look. Yes, what's good, people? It's man like Jamo. Now, September 2023, we're out here, little press briefing. We've got a couple new products from Lenovo. I'm going to get straight into things because we've got some wicked products that has got man super excited. Starting off with the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i. Now, I can't lie, ever since Lenovo showed me their Yoga Slim 7i Pro X content creation laptop from last year, I personally have been super excited about this specific laptop category. Laptops that are actually portable. They've got some wicked build quality, they've got the latest CPU, and they've got some decent NVIDIA graphics in there that can actually push your content creation workloads, name it your video editing, your Photoshop, or whatever you're trying to do on the go. Now, in terms of the specs that were in this specific model, we had a 13th gen i17 going on in there, NVIDIA RTX 4050 graphics, 32GB of LPDDR5 RAM at 6400 megahertz, terabyte of SSD, and the screen itself was 16 inches, 3.2K, IPS, 165 hertz, cuz. Not to mention some decent port selection with HDMI, Thunderbolt 4, 3.5mm, two USB-A ports, and a full-size SD card reader. And as far as I'm concerned, if you don't have an SD card reader, you can't call yourself a content creator laptop. Next thing that caught my eye was this new super ultra-wide monitor that Lenovo Legion had on the table. Now, the reason why I call this a super ultra wide monitor is because normal ultra wide monitors are 21:9 aspect ratio, innit? Kind of like a movie in the cinema. This thing now is 32:9 aspect ratio. So that's basically two normal wide monitors side by side sitting next to each other, and both of them are at 2K, which gives this a whopping resolution of 5120 by 1440p, 170 hertz on the refresh rate side of things, and of course, we got a mad amount of selection for plugging things in, like two HDMI 2.1 ports, yeah, one display port 1.4, two more 3.2 Gen 1 USB-C ports, an Ethernet port, three more USB-A ports for plugging in your mouse and keyboard and thing, and a 3.5mm audio output, fam. Like, what more do you actually need in a monitor? Now, next up, we got the big popper, yeah, the Legion 9i. Now, those of you that are vigilant know that Lenovo never used to do a 9i model. It used to be 7 Slim or the 7. So the 9i is the new biggest, baddest, money is not an issue gaming laptop that Lenovo Legion are running at the moment. Now, in terms of specs, we're talking the very latest Intel i9 processors. We're talking NVIDIA RTX 4090 graphics. We're talking 64 gigabytes of RAM at 5600 megahertz. All the M.2 SSD that you want to slap in there. Now, for the screen, we've gone for a slightly modest 3K mini LED 16:10 aspect ratio with 165 hertz refresh rate. And I can't lie, at this price point, I was expecting a 4K display, 240 hertz, especially with the processing graphical power that this laptop is capable of. But I get it. At 16-inch, the difference between 3K and 4K is negligible for my poor eyesight anyway. So yeah, I guess it is what it is. And of course, we got to play with the new and unreleased Lenovo Legion Go. Lenovo Legion's answer to the handheld gaming PC market and the Valve Steam Deck. Now, just a brief disclaimer, I have to let you guys know that this is, of course, a demo unit that you're looking at. It's not a final retail unit. The technician guy from Lenovo was telling me that some materials may be swapped out, some things may change by the time the retail units get here. So these impressions that I'm giving are strictly on this retail unit here. Now, bearing all that in mind, this kind of black, piano black, glossy plastic thing that's going on With the controllers, I don't like it, man. It's bare fingerprinty, bare smudgy. It just makes the whole unit feel mad cheap, even cheaper than the Steam Deck for some reason. And in terms of holding it itself, it feels as big as the Steam Deck. It's a chunky boy. But because the Steam Deck is more ergonomic, it fits in your hands easier. Whereas this thing is shaped more like the ROG Ally. And even the ROG Ally is better off because it's a much smaller and lighter device. Now, in terms of ports, though, I saw two USB-C ports, and the technician from Lenovo guaranteed me that it can do up to Thunderbolt 3 speed. So that's 40 gigabits per second. We're talking external graphics cards being plugged into here when this thing is docked, so we can fully unlock the power of that Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor. Now, button placement, these felt kind of cool. Like, I do prefer the analog stick placement in terms of where it is on the Steam Deck usually. The triggers on like R2 and L2, those felt okay. Touchscreen definitely felt super responsive for just navigating Windows in general. So yeah, that's all good. Unfortunately, I didn't actually get to use it for what it's meant to be for, fam, and that is playing games because the controller on the right hand side was moving mad. It was moving unresponsive. The technician guy from Lenovo couldn't get it to work, so man couldn't get the demo thing going, which is bare upsetting because the guy was literally about to show me how you can disconnect the right controller and put it in some little mount, which makes it a vertical mouse for that extra precision when you're doing up FPS games. But I guess I'm going to have to wait until the actual retail units come out, or until Lenovo can send me a proper working unit before man can test it out for myself. Now, in terms of the software, I was told that that was also in early like development kind of thing, but it looked kind of wavy. Kind of reminded me of the ROG implementation, where even if you install a game on Steam, or you install it on Epic Games, or you install it in EA Origin, they all come to this centralized hub where you can click on them and have the games be launched individually without having to go to 5, 6, 7 different game launchers and launch the game that way, because we all know that even though Windows 11 is the best place for playing games, it's also the worst place for playing games. People, then that about wraps it up, fam. As you can see, there's other stuff in the B-roll that didn't really get to touch. A lot of it I've already touched on before, like that dual screen laptop or the Lenovo Lock cheap gaming laptop devices. You've got the Slim 7 there as well, one of my favorite gaming laptops, and you got the Slim 5 there as well. So yeah, man, hopefully I can get to touch all of this stuff eventually. But for now, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite device was out of the three that I just showed you, innit?